Hey, how's it going? We are continuing a series where we're taking a look at different information available online. We're covering a number of different institutions who are offering different support opportunities for different businesses. I have covered a number of those within UK. Now I'm taking a look at Europe and what kind of opportunities available there within Europe. Myself, it might be easier to secure finance. That will be one of those reasons why I would be taking a look at Europe. Within this video, I'm going to be taking a look at EU and Japan center. So it perhaps is, if anything, collaboration center. Great, I don't mind. As I mentioned before, I don't mind doing business with everyone. To say the least, professional people. If they get, can these people get the things done? That's the only thing. Well, sometimes how, perhaps let's set the bar there. Can they get it done without being problematic, to say the least? Let's delve a little bit deeper and try to understand what kind of opportunities available out there. EU-Japan Center for Industrial Cooperation, a joint venture established in 1987 by the European Commission and the Japanese government in promoting all of the forms of industry, trade, and investment cooperation between EU and Japan. Great, something that I'm always interested and keen in establishing, if possible, as early as possible. That would be some of those ideas, which I personally believe are great. Let's try to understand a little bit more about. I've been there. I have been on some of those websites. I can't understand nothing there, just because of the language, right? Perhaps making it easier, I would need to find a person who is within the center, somewhere, someone in perhaps UK or EU, and from there I might be able to progress into Japan. Otherwise, I don't know how to get in there because some of those centers they not necessarily have English, right? I don't know how to do other this particular way. So I've been there, done it, perhaps wasted too much of my time. Let's delve a little bit deeper and try to understand. Perhaps I can find a contact here, and from there I can progress into Japan. Uh, I don't know if it needs any additional introduction. Overall, it's the center. It operates as perhaps a point of contact and how you yourself you can expand to different markets, right? At least that's the sense that I'm getting. It's 10 minutes video. I don't want to extend more than that. So introduction, there's a lot of perhaps. I just need a person. Only thing what I'm looking to establish in the first instance, I need to find a person. I perhaps set up a conference call with that person, and that person would be able to explain a little bit deeper of what they are doing. Other than there's a lot of information on the company's website, feel free to do your own research and understanding what support or if you need further introduction. Briefly, let's take a look at the structure. The structure perhaps would explain everything, right? First, at first instance, that would be training programs. So that's where most likely this organization focuses on, right? As well as they, from there, from my understanding, usually it means a lot, right? From there, we're progressing to business services. Okay, I can touch on those. From there, we're taking a look at policy related activities. Interesting. Perhaps I should pay more attention at what happens with regards to politics and the overall policy because it's something perhaps how my business or some of the activities is going to be struggling in the future if I won't pay attention in some of those areas. From there, it would be research and development, technology transfer, and space operation. Okay, right. So that's four in total. We're progressing into industrial clusters and regions. So that would be a fifth, and the last one would be publications or PR, in other words, right? So it's good. It's good. Myself, there should be more people exchanging, transferring, doing great things, right? I'm all forward. Do more things. It's very hard. It's all things very hard to do. There should be more people up there struggling, to say the least. If we were to take a look a little bit deeper, right, at when it comes to training programs, I've been there. I have read all of those programs myself. I highly recommend for people out there who are interested, since they actually have very interesting ideas, or in other words, approaches. Some of those I have covered already. Sometimes some of those approaches would be changed slightly, but I myself I do understand where those approaches have originated from. So most, if not all, of the top ones originated from Japan. That's true. That's true. And then I'm taking the courses. Usually, I'm trying to understand what kind of courses I'm venturing in, and I do understand some of those courses and where those courses originated from. That would be world-class manufacturing. Been there, read it, studied all of those, as well as lean management. Been there, studied all. For people who are interested, I would highly recommend to take a look at, perhaps if you're looking to improve your businesses and understand how to operate businesses. There's so much very important information. I personally believe a way how you can implement some of the concepts, in particular when it comes to running your business operations, organizing things. Very, very interesting ideas, and most, perhaps not all, but most are coming from Japan. Next area, that would be business services. Some of those business services would be business mission in Japan. You can potentially take a look at biotech, digital clusters, green, hopefully. I don't know, but either way, the nanotech, some of those areas or new emerging markets, right? From there, you can progress into, if anything, as I mentioned before, try to find point of contact and progress from there, right? Or perhaps find the person that you can have that initial conversation and how that person would be able to advise how to approach those areas before venturing and filling in the forms that might be a time consuming, and it depends on the manufacturers, right? So some of those areas they're looking to address, perhaps promote your products or services in Japan. Perhaps if it's something that you're interested in, some of those areas are worth taking a look at would be tax, public procurement, all those areas, and how you can venture into different markets, as well as some of those trade agreements. Myself, currently, since my business is based within UK, I need to pay attention to what's happening. If anything, try to position myself. Once those trade agreements would come into effect, I need to be in position to perhaps act on those trade agreements, if that makes sense. So I need to pay attention at what's happening in the world, and once it happens, I need to be in a position to take action. I can go more into detail. This is how business works, right? There's a lot of information. I don't know if there is worth taking a deeper look or going in more detail, right? Because most of the people I think would be more at a beginner level. If I would be sharing a lot of information when it comes to advanced level, perhaps it would fly over the head. Hopefully not, but I do offer consulting services if it's something that yourself you're interested in, where we can take a deeper look at policy, research and development, and everything what it might be required in operating in different continents, cities, or different regions, right? We can do that, or perhaps worth taking a look at where to begin only from there. I believe that everyone's very smart and sharp, right? They would work their own way, and I don't need to advise on how to do those kind of things, right? To say the least, I would recommend finding a point of contact, and perhaps register for newsletter, so you would be up to date with everything what's happening perhaps in places like Japan, right? But currently I'm taking a look from EU perspective. So again, so it depends, since my business is located within UK, right? So those things perhaps worth mentioning, or perhaps just establishing the working relationships and progressing slowly over time from there. So sometimes it can take years, right? Some of those things, and I don't want to mislead people by going into much in detail in other areas. People are definitely interested in learning more. I would highly recommend it in taking a look at board games strategy within this book. I'm sharing a lot of information with people who are interested in learning more with regards to business, everything within the business realm or concept frame of mind, right? I'm covering different subjects in different books, but this one is related everything what you would need to know with regards to business. If I had to put into perspective, that would be perhaps three different areas. Doing research to understand a little bit better where to begin and how to study some of those areas when it comes to taking action or before taking action and starting your business. From there, progressing into taking action and setting up and starting business. And from there, once you have a lot of access to different resources, how to optimize those resources, allocate those resources. You can find all the information, QR code in the corner or company's website below. Recently, I was taking a look at car manufacturing company Hyundai and how this company is looking to expand to US, right? If that makes sense. But it's a South Korean company, but very similar examples can be done when it comes to expansion of some of the Japanese companies. Not necessarily you expanding there, but perhaps they are looking to establish relationships and expand to your region to put things into perspective. Perhaps they are looking for partners, how we can reduce the risk and expand that. Perhaps that's another way of looking at it, right? So it's something that's happening all the time. For people out there who are interested in new opportunities, perhaps worth taking a look at something that's happening within the world, in particular when it comes to operation management. Japan and car manufacturing is top on another level, to say the least. On another level, perhaps they're just looking good or effective business model. So we can scale that business model very well, if that makes sense. We're just looking to establish new partnerships. So there's another way of looking at it. If you don't have your own thing going, perhaps other people have so much going, they don't know what to do with it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.